Dravidian movement today in Tamil Nadu, I would say, and then how do you feel that Periyar has become more than ever relevant today?
Yeah. One question, one thing I would like to clarify about the word Dravidian movement. See, basically the Dravidian movement started as South Indian Liberal Federation, SILF, which was then popularly called as Justice Party. Justice was the paper which they ran in an English daily. So that in those times, only the English knowing people were subscribing it. So they used to nickname it as Justice Party, instead of calling us SILF, all these things. Just like people are calling Mayavadi Party, they are calling only like that, popularly. So they started it. Whereas Periyar, after he quitting Congress, he started the self-respect movement, which is purely a movement. Justice Party. But the difference between a party and a movement is obvious. And the movement continues forever. Party serves a particular purpose, and Periyar has given a very fine definition. What is the difference between a party and a movement? Movement is everlasting. And the parties may come, parties may go.
And party may compromise also.
Compromise. That is what I am coming to. So when we say that the DMK is an offshoot of DK, you know that. DMK, Dravida Munneta Kazhagam. And from DMK, there is another branched out, that is AIDMK of MGR party. From so many Dravida, this and that. Even those who have nothing to do with the Dravidian philosophy and Dravidian conviction, they also put the name Dravida. And so far as Tamil Nadu's political parties and the psyche of the people are concerned, every party should have the emblem of Periyar. Whether they believe in Periyar philosophy, whether they follow Periyar or not, just they want to have the photo of Periyar, picture of Periyar, and thereby, because they are all political parties which are itching for votes, so they want to catch votes. This is their problem. So, when most of the people, when they say that Dravidian parties, these people, the media particularly, they want to discredit the Dravida Kazhagam and original movement by citing. You know, the Dravidian party has outlived its purpose. They have discarded their principles. They have come. See, the Dravidian party, which Periyar started after he became the president of the Justice Party and the founder president of the self-respect movement in 1944 at Salem, he has christened it as Dravida Kazhagam. Why he has chosen the title Dravida means Dravidian is the non-Brahmin word. And if Tamil, even Tamil means Tamil, even Brahmins are speaking Tamil. But they claim we also Tamils. They want to masquerade. That is why we don't want to allow them that masquerading or camouflage by them. So that is why we want to have a very clear-cut demarcation. That is why the word Dravidian, very historical and linguistic, everything, which has got a cultural background, all these things are very distinct and different. So, very clearly, we say that this is very individualistic. So, Dravida Kazhagam means Dravidian movement. So, this is not a political party. We will never contest elections.
But the movement actually part is the real legacy of Periyar.
Yeah, exactly. You got the point. And these people, knowingly and deliberatingly, they want to say, no, the DMK has discarded, and they believe once they seceded from the DK, when they branched out due to some pretext of Periyar Maniammai marriage and this and that, that is only a pretext. That is not the real reason.
Actually,
They want to enter into politics.
Absolutely.
Periyar never allowed them to
Yes,
contest elections.
That
That's
was
one.
the difference, sir. I wanted to say when we are Ambedkarite and we discuss those things, when this political power is the master key, and Periyar is saying here the social movement is the most important part.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, if you have got the political power, for instance, Periyar proved it. Not only he told, Periyar proved it. For instance, when the communal GO, the social justice weapon, the communal GO, it was the pedestal on which the people, the depressed and the downtrodden got their identity and the entry into the portals of colleges, schools, colleges, as well as the official government offices, all these things, through communal government order and social justice area from 1928, when it was struck down by the High Court and the decision was upheld by the Supreme Court. Subsequently, Periyar started a very big mass agitation in 1951. Nehru, when he was a Prime Minister, he took cognizance of the fact that this is a very important trend. So if you don't arrest this trend, it will spread the whole of India. So he wanted to bring Ambedkar. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was also then law minister, the first year, and 1951. The first amendment was brought by them because of the pressure and public opinion created by Periyar in Tamil Nadu. So he has obviously told in the parliament, it is recorded, it is on record. So he proved, even without going, without entering into the parliament, one leader could give a pressure and see that an amendment of the constitution could be brought in.
Yeah, and that also proves the fact that if you are a mass leader, then you can bring the government to knees.
Yeah, and I used to quote in public meetings one adage in English: if public opinion marches forward, law comes limping behind. This is the adage.
Absolutely, your point. And one thing I always remember Periyar for this thing, where he says that social movements are much more important, much more vibrant, and much more progressive also. Because when you are in power, you compromise with all kind of people. And the legacy of the political parties we are witnessing from
the same fate as embraced in Tamil Nadu also. That is why they go to the pinnacle of power. But so far as the ideology is concerned, I used to jocularly tell all our cadres and those who are sympathizers of both movement, the political and social movement, I say, look here, the politicians, our politicians particularly, who are hailed from Dravidian branched out, they used to say, no, why you are compromising? When some of our cadres, they are asking them, why you are compromising? No, you see, we will have to catch the power. Once we catch the power, we will convert the whole sky into a different matter. They will all kind of halabala, they will tell. I used to joke later, what will happen after they believing it, we support it. And then they come to power. Then after coming to the power, is it not to hold their promises and translate it into action? Then they will say, no, our government has got a very limited power, the center has got a whole power, so is it not very important that we must hold the power here? How can we leave the power? That is why we will have to compromise. Even before coming to power, you are compromising. Even after achieving the power, you want to hold it, you want to stay it, you want to sit on the chair, that is why you are able to compromise. And the net result is zero.
When the question of family comes, when the question of earning money is come, they are not asking the center. Thousands of crores of empire they have. The only thing is that they don't reach the people and only want to use people's sentiments and emotional sentiments with our people, our community. I was just coming to that point where Periyar said that, political party, when you are in power, you compromise in it.
He was very clear. Even when he was offered chief ministership, after Rajagopalachari Kutty in 1930s, he was offered twice or thrice the British governors. He said, look here, I won't go to power at all. Because once I go, finish.
So do you think that, when there was the pretense of Periyar's marriage with Maniamma, that, these people were not that progressive? Because I have always felt when I was traveling to various parts of Tamil Nadu, I met numerous women's groups who said Periyar was much more feminist than anybody could say at that time.
And for your information, in Tamil we have got a book on documented about their marriage, our statement and all these things. It is a great buncombe. These people later on, they themselves confess, that was only a pretext.
Yes.
That was only a lame excuse. Lame excuse.
Why
We want to grab power.
Yes.
We want to have some kind of excuses, and we use this arrangement.
But this is a very stupid excuse,
Yeah.
because you are having 3-4 marriages, you don't care for that kind of thing.
See, even for your clarification, I am
Yes.
telling,
Yeah.
that was not, even though the word marriage was used
Yes.
technically and officially, Periyar was very clear addressing his followers in those times. This will be only an arrangement,
Yeah.
legal arrangement.
Legal arrangement.
How? Let me explain.
Yes.
This is, even though you must know that, because you are very clear in your mind, I am very happy about it. Periyar's family was a very rich family, and his father was a very great trader, and he amassed wealth like anything. And Periyar in those times, he got the business on hand. He left the business, then came to all these things, you know that.
Yeah.
So he created 2 trusts. All these 1901,
Yes.
1911, he created 2 private trusts, putting all the properties of Periyar. 1901, 1911.
Yeah.
Actually, their arrangement is 2 brothers. Periyar's elder brother was there. The progenies are there. Periyar didn't have any son or anything. He lost his first wife in 1933, Nagamai. And he thought that would be, I don't have any encumbrance, so I will be a free man.
Yeah.
I will go and organize this, and that was his attitude. So he was carrying on all this with the attitude till 1947. Yeah, particularly a committed lady who happened to be a disciple like me, and we wanted to serve and assist Periyar. So she came. Their family was also very much attached at Vellore. So he used to get, and sacrificing all these things. She was his secretary, come friend. And he was looking after Periyar, and he used to take care of him.
I was traveling from Tamil Nadu in the train. So there was a woman from here who definitely, from her attitude, I could guess, was a Tamil Brahmin woman. And she was speaking fluent Hindi. And she was applying for some position in Delhi University. And she had been here, I think, in the Hindi side, just Medan. And we were discussing things. She said, where to go? I had come here. And I told her that I came here, Periyar Thidar and met and all these things. And she said, oh, that man, he married to that, at the old age. I said, what is wrong in that?
Bertrand Russell married 4th wife and 3rd wife.
Yes. I say what, and then she said, oh, it's very difficult.
It is his personal life.
Yes. And then she said, it's very difficult to live in Tamil Nadu, all this reservation politics and everything. And I was just imagining how the Brahmins all over the country are uniting.
Yeah.
From south to
north, everywhere.
To west to thing, and saying that, the biggest actually blow that anybody could do inflict on Brahminism was Periyar here.
Yeah.
And they could not grow up from that kind of thing. And that's why they distort and they all those kind of facts they play with their people.
Yeah, exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Let me tell you, they are able to hijack Ambedkar. They are unable to come to Periyar. Still, they won't come to Periyar.
That question I want to ask you.
Yeah. And whatever it is, your first question could be last question, your last question could be first question.
Will you say that given the great amount of work that Periyar did, and the social change movement. I don't call it reform. I'll call it a social change, social
Yeah.
revolution.
Social revolution.
Social
He, is-
revolution.
he himself claimed,
Yes.
I am not a social reformer.
Yes,
I am a revolutionist, he said.
So if a Periyar can Indian Parliament, or even I would say the Tamil Nadu Assembly, discuss for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, the contribution of Periyar and the relevance of Periyar even today,
Yeah.
that question I want to ask you.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody says. See, even without acknowledging, Periyar is more relevant now than anything else. But at the same time, for your information, how Periyar is very, they cannot digest Periyar. You know, these frontline Hindu people, they interviewed and they put the same question. And they adopted the more or less even for face value Ambedkar, BJP. Now they want to celebrate 125th this and that, discarding all his principle. They want to have the facade of Ambedkar. They don't believe in Ambedkarism.
Never.
Yeah, they won't, because it is diametrically opposed.
Yes.
But at least they want to have that garb, Ambedkar garb, just like they want to put all these things. But they don't dare to put that Periyar. Why? Because of the fact, I told you, you know, Ambedkar compromised at one stage. And even I am quoting from Kanshiram. And he went to, he hesitated and he organized a political party. He believed in political movement. His movement, like Periyar, he didn't have the broad-based social movement. This is the problem in North India. Because All India Scheduled Caste Federation, he organized with that view only. With Sivaraj from Tamil Nadu, he was the president. He was a very able and eminent personality. And all these things afterward, you know, when they want to grab political power, there are so many people. This group is under Atwale, this group is under Prakash Ambedkar, this group is like that. So many things.
But the critique answered this fact that, you know, Periyar come from a powerful community. Ambedkar that way.
No. Community, no. Nobody knows about Periyar's community and this and that. Community has never gone anything. They are from a very, very microscopic minority community. So, unlike the major communities in Tamil Nadu, the backward, his community is very, very microscopic minority community.
I want two important meeting point of Dr. Ambedkar and Periyar, and then their differences also.
Yeah.
That
Almost, I used to say in one word, Periyar and Ambedkar are both sides of the same coin.
Yes, absolutely.
For almost all things, the differences will be only one.
Yes.
He believed in religion.
Yes.
He believed in contesting parliament and entering parliament.
Yeah, he said political power is the
political power.
Yeah.
But Periyar said social revolution must precede than the political revolution. And once we organize a very powerful social movement by adopting the same modus operandi in which both of them are akin in thinking, educate, agitate, organize. All these three things, Periyar has done it. And Periyar's put a very solid foundation. You know, Periyar's demise in 73. During Periyar's period, during his life, even Periyar people used to very, very loose talks. They used to have a very free comment. No, he is old, and so many old people here and there are there following. After Periyar, the movement will die down.
Yes, that's the.
We challenged. After Rajagopalachari, there is no Sondra party.
Yes.
But all the Brahmins, all the Brahmins, all these people, they are having from Cash Kamarin to whoever may be the capitalist, whoever may be running the paper, they used to write their ideology. Because Brahminism is still have got a strong hold.
Because that's culturally, they are dominating India through their cultural, traditional.
Still, because
political power.
Because this is not a battle. Political battle is fought on the streets. But social battle is fought in the
Yeah.
minds of the people.
Yes, yes, yes. But
And
Dr.
you know,
Ambedkar also came to this conclusion after when he had
yeah,
Buddhism
Periyar and
22
Periyar,
vows that he gave.
and the most important thing, the comparison with Baba Saheb and Periyar, both are called Baba Saheb, Tandai Periyar,
Tandai Periyar,
than
yes.
people.
Yes.
And for him, Baba Saheb,
Yes.
for here it is Tandai Periyar,
yes.
one thing. Another thing is both sides same kind, almost all,
Yes.
except these two things. That too is religion is not in the religious sense of the other religion like
Yes, sir,
Hindus
yeah.
and other
Buddhism
things.
is
It was according to Periyar. Periyar also preached Buddhism.
Yes.
And Periyar's Buddhism, you can take the book and all these things.
Yeah.
And Periyar said, Buddha was the ancient, our pre-runner and the pioneer of rationalism.
Yes, yes.
Rationalism.
Yes.
And when there was a meeting here in Bodhi Society,
Yes.
and I addressed earlier, Periyar was to address later.
Yes.
So I compared Periyar as 20th century Buddha.
Oh.
And then that has appeared. Then immediately you take tea.
Yeah,
You put sugar. Yeah, otherwise it will get cold. You can take. Yeah.
yeah.
And Periyar, I was referring, he is not only, he did the same work, now Periyar continuing the work of the Buddha, like that all this thing. Then Periyar retorted and told, during his address later on, subsequently, Veeramani referred me as Periyar of the 20th century, Buddha of 20th century. I will tell you, not only myself Buddha, you are all Buddhas.
Oh.
One who uses buddhi.
Yeah, oh, that's a great.
How Buddha, how Siddhartha became the Buddha?
Yeah, because you.
That was an innovative thinking.
Absolutely.
You see, buddhi means reason.
Yes, absolutely.
Buddhi. Buddhi may be a Pali language, buddhi may be in some other language. Buddhi is not a Tamil word. And you know, buddhi, from buddhi to Buddha. So one who uses his buddhi,
Yes.
one who uses his reason, has become a Buddha. So you are all Buddha. All the rationalists are Buddhas.
Yes,
So
yes.
why do you call me alone Buddha? My followers are also all Buddhas.
yes.
So like that. So religion, even way of life, Buddha has no belief in
Yes,
God,
yes.
no
That's
belief
why-
in soul.
that's why this 22
And he
vows
was
that Baba Sahib
empowerment of
Very
women,
important. I will not
equality.
worship Rama, Krishna, all
So
those kind of things.
all
is very
these things.
important part.
And we used to tell in public meetings, read, you see here, you may say, for our scheduled caste brethren,
Yes.
you are telling the name of Ambedkar, but you are not following Ambedkarism.
Yes.
You see here, when he embraced Buddhism in Nagpur,
Yes.
that Diksha Bhumi,
Yes.
what happened, you know, he took 21 to 22 pledges.
Yeah.
And the pledges, there first, I won't worship
Yes.
Brahma,
Brahma,
I won't
Vishnu,
worship
Mahesh.
God,
Yeah.
I won't do Shraddha,
Shraddha,
I
yes,
won't
yes.
invite
That's
any
human
Brahminical
nature.
ritual,
Yes, yes.
all these things. But you are doing it and still you want to claim, because for you, just to enter into the government job, to be an IAS officer, you want to invoke the name of Ambedkar.
Yes,
The same thing happened to Periyar
yes. Yes,
in the
yes.
politics here. You know.
That's where because the movement gone.
You and I may be very
Yes,
committed persons.
yes, yes.
Many
Because
of the
there is a
fellows, they
difference
want to
between the movement and
beneficiaries.
political,
They want to be a mere beneficiaries.
Yes, yes, yes. That's why they make God of people and then
Yeah.
forget their ideology.
Yeah.
So the one question I want because as
And
your
let me
argument
complete
said-
it. Let me complete it. And both of them opposed terribly to Brahminism
Yes.
and Brahminical Hindu religion and casteism.
Yeah.
And both of them had one very scientific approach
Yes.
in uprooting the root of evil of caste.
Yes.
Others, so many people have spoken about caste eradication, this and that. Only Periyar and Ambedkar have gone to the root of the problem. There is a saying of Thiruvalluvar, the Tirukkural, that whenever you want to diagnose a disease, go to the root of it, root cause of it.
Yes.
Noi nadi, noi mudal nadi, like that in Tamil. That is why they said, even when annihilation of caste when he wanted to address Jatpat Torak Mandal.
Yes, yes.
And he said, unless you abolish Hindu religion,
Yes.
unless you get out of the Hindu religion, unless you destroy Manusmriti, unless you discard Bhagavad Gita,
Yes.
unless you throw out Ramayana and Mahabharata, which all justify the caste system, the caste cannot be eradicated.
But the unfortunate part is, as Dr. Ambedkar said, the Sudra politician in India, particularly the all North, they think Gita is what written by Krishna,
without
Krishna is a
reading
Yadava,
it, without going
Krishna
into
is a
it.
Yadava, or somebody say Rama is a Kurmi, or somebody say, I say even if they are Yadavas and Kurmis, they have not done any favor to Yadavas and Kurmis.
And that is the secret of it.
Yes.
You kindly go through Dr. T.M. Nayar's speech in 1971.
Okay.
17.
That's a
Dr.
nice
Nayar in English it is available.
Yes.
And and you will be interested and you will be thrilled to know that.
Yes.
He tell the one method of Brahminical approach is everybody they will tell, oh, that God belongs to your caste.
Okay.
This God, no. Oh, how can you? See, my life was attempted very recently, some 2 years back, when I was addressing a meeting. I would go in a suburb near my native place. We never expected. Only the non-Brahmin Shudras, they want to attempt my life by hitting my van and all these things. Because they said, no, you have found fault with our Krishna.
Oh.
And I am a Yadava.
Oh.
And how could you say that Krishna? And I said, what your Krishna said? And if at all eave stealing, it was he who invented eave stealing in those days.
Yes,
Because he has stolen all these saris.
That means even if some person claim to be from you, we will have to judge the person from his act and his philosophy.
Yeah.
And not just because somebody is saying, like they say Valmiki is for man, but
That is the clever way of infiltration of Brahminism.
So what happened, like you said earlier about how they use Ambedkar and against Periyar.
Yeah.
Like in Tamil Nadu, there are many magazine journalists
Yeah.
writing about. Now there are violence happening in many places like this Namakal, and where the Vanayars have been attacked.
Yeah.
Against
I am happy that you have understood it rightly.
and the Khap Panchayats everywhere. I want to ask you, how would Periyar respond to these issues where Dalits are being violated by the OBCs in Tamil Nadu, elsewhere? Because the Shudras, and he called for every non-Brahmin to come together and fight against this.
Yeah.
But just merely anti-agitation doesn't sometimes convert into a...
Yes, they want to divide and rule. That is Brahminical cunningness in political parties, in media and all these things.
Yes.
Periyar and Ambedkar, they wanted to unite all the non-Brahmins, including Dalits, including his minorities, into one group. And he has very rightly given the word. If you go through what Gandhi and Congress have done to the untouchable, that work long in the 1940s, he has one beautiful work piece by Ambedkar. And he has mentioned about the South Indian Liberal Federation and all these things, Periyar's work and all. There, very clearly he said, he has given the name, the servile class, the servile classes, both Shudra, Panchama, all these groups come under one banner, and they must unite under one banner because they are all slaves, the servile classes. That is.
He was referring to the Shudras, the gatekeepers of the Brahminical
system.
Yeah.
And
the
and in that book he says how the Nambudiri women were first deflowered by the Nayar women. Was deflowered by the Nambudiri Brahmins in Kerala.
Yes.
And also he quotes another example that I myself, and B.C. Ray once told me, I myself have said, he has mentioned in that book, that in Bengal, in Calcutta streets, that too in Calcutta streets, all the scheduled caste young children, urchin, they used to have one tumbler, one cup, and they will wait for a Brahmin, and with the water. And any Brahmin, on the first of all, when a day is dawn, and they will go and wait for a Brahmin to pass by, and they will go and wash the feet of the Brahmins. Then they will drink it and then they will start it other castes. This kind of thing was happening in Calcutta, and Baba Saheb Ambedkar has written in that book.
So that's why I was asking you, how would Periyar respond to this kind of violence happening in Tamil Nadu today, and what will he tell those who claim to be followers of Periyar, who are saying that there should not be intercaste marriages, or we should not mix up with Dalits?
They are not Periyaris, they are pseudo-Periyaris.
Yes.
See, they want to now completely, we used to distinguish them. If you are a Periyarist, then first of all your priority is to save the Dalits, save the scheduled caste people. It is a graded inequality, as rightly said. And if we want to liberate any fellow, you will have to liberate first those who was underneath and in the social ranks.
And give them the equal status, give them the sitting with them.
And even now the policy of Dravida Kazhagam, we used to say, even though we advocate for reservation in employment and admission, if there is one, this will clearly give a picture. Yes. If there is only one post, which would that post should go? This question may be posed. First, if there is a competition between a scheduled caste, a Dalit, a scheduled caste person and a backward class, then the Dravida Kazhagam, according to Dravida Kazhagam, that post must be given not to the backward class, only to the Dalit. Because for thousands and thousands of years he was a slave and under the yoke.
Because this Brahminical trap
of and graded inequality.
Using Ambedkar
one against another
was actually, for the last few years, we have read a number of articles appearing in kind of Outlook magazine and elsewhere.
That fellow, that Anand,
yes.
His wife is a Brahmin, he claims he is a Brahmin, his wife is a scheduled caste, and he is #1 fellow who used to distort many things. I know him, he dares never to come to here.
No, but that's fine. But I questioned him. I asked him.
If you question him deeply, you will be knowing it.
When he wrote about nobody is remembering Periyar in Tamil Nadu and all the statues are like this, all these kind of stories came. My point was, I asked simple question to many Periyarists that time, because these contradictions are everywhere in the communities, and sometimes political parties don't take the action. That like you as a part of movement can speak, but political parties like they say PMK, which come from that claim to represent same thing, actually they instigate people against others, particularly these violence, and that has actually hurt, because people outside Tamil Nadu feel that all these Dravidian parties have the same ideology.
Yeah, because they are unable to distinguish between what is what.
Yeah, and then they feel that this violence, the Shudra community violence against Dalits is basically what Periyar never did, and what some of them are actually saying.
I am very happy that you are very clear in your mind. Most of the North Indian people who come and interview, and on this point, they don't have very clarity. You have wonderful clarity. I am very happy about it.
Some people are being told actually that Periyar never did work for anti-security, he never worked for the Dalits, he was just for Shudras, and the anti-Brahmanism doesn't work merely. But what is the constructive program? So I have been telling people that there are a lot of constructive work, there is a movement, and not everybody is, every political parties claim to be from Periyar's movement is from the movement. There are political parties using all those contradictions of the caste. So how do Periyar react to these parties who are using caste as a ladder to reach, and rather than breaking up the caste?
Yeah, actually, he was very clear. Caste identity should be limited in using the reservation only for purpose, for which he has given two best analogies to explain his point. Because Periyar was very, very clear in explaining the whole thing. His appeal will be piercing the minds of even ordinary unlettered masses.
Yes.
That is why he was a very popular leader. He used to tell, you like that, you just get an antibiotic medicine. In that antibiotic medicine, there they will put that in the cover, poison. They are not, the doctor is not administering a poison.
Yes, yes.
But why poison is also there in the medicine.
Yeah.
Very, very, very milligram, mmg, like that, to a very smallest extent. Why? Only by adding poison, it will kill the germs.
Yes.
Just antibiotic.
So that is the bitter truth.
Yeah. And on that account, we used to explain to our people, but you can take the antibiotic medicine with poison. On that account, if any fool of us, and come and go directly, I will consume poison directly, what it will kill? Like that, so many people who want to exploit the caste sentiment without any other qualification.
Because
They want to exploit, but then in Tamil Nadu they have miserably failed. And they had no takeoff here.
Because what happened is that there are many Dalit writers in Tamil Nadu who claim to be Ambedkarite. They wrote about that Periyar never fought for Dalits, he never fought against untouchability. And this kind of a thing has...
Basically, they neither read fully Periyar, they neither read Ambedkar fully. Only for them, Ambedkar and Periyar is just a garb, that's all. And they have not. You see, what for the Vaikam? Yes. Vaikam? Who for Vaikam? Yes. Vaikam is not for a forward community man.
Yes.
And in Justice Party in 1924, it was Justice Party, Rettamalai Srinivasan, Ambedkar, both of them went and represented round table conference, and the Justice Party, Dr. Nayar's meeting was presided over by Rettamalai Srinivasan. So this interconnected, and it was the Justice Party was the first thing who started the schools for scheduled caste. And it will be very anachronism to know all the big shots were there. They were working for the poor. That is the individualist approach of the Justice Party. And the Jamindars were there, Rajas were there, Panakal Raja. But he was a Raja from Andhra, just like Jamindars. But he worked for the backward community people. The Justice Party working is, they started the scheduled caste. So from that time onwards, these people, they started it, and you know, they deliberately, they want to suppress all these things, the so-called educated people. But for reservation, they would not have done. You know, it was our Periyar, when all the scheduled, I will tell you one thing, all the IAS people, IPS people, they wanted to thank Periyar in scheduled caste people. Okay. They arranged a function when Satyavani Muthu was the minister, late DMK minister, she then gone to ADMK or something, later on MJR party. They were addressing, they were telling, because of you only, we are IAS officer, we are secretaries, this and that. When Periyar was there in 1972, I think, 1972, I was their secretary writing, and I accompanying in a big hall here. That was all full of IAS, IPS officers of Tamil Nadu. And Periyar said, look here, you have got your own merit. Some other, the door was not open. I hit the door and opened it. To that extent, my role was there. All otherwise, you have got your own merits, your own qualifications, this and that. And in a very humble tone, he said, now you are praising me. But my thinking, I was thinking about the High Court. The 100 years old Chennai High Court, Madras High Court, has not even a single scheduled caste judge. This is a government by the DMK.
Yes.
This is Dravidian party. And the late lamented Anna told, he dedicated the government to me. I appeal to this government. First of all, in those times, they used to consult and appoint judges.
Yes.
So, first of all, let me have one scheduled caste judge, first of all, to create a new history. Why opportunity was not given to them? In those times, there were no scheduled caste advocates. Then you said, no, we couldn't do that. Nowadays, that was changed. So there are ever so many people who are advocates, ever so many people who are the district judges. So kindly search and put them.
No,
then immediately what happened? There was one Mr. Varadarajan, they were searching it, Karunanidhi was there. Then I went and met the Chief Justice of Madras High Court, who happened to be a non-Brahmin and backward community man. Okay. And immediately he said, 12th rank district judge, 12th rank, and they surpass all the 11, openly telling, we want to give an opportunity scheduled caste. Hitherto it was denied. That is why we are taking this 12th man and promoting it. Then immediately Chauhan was the Home Minister then. Then they sent the Law Minister. Immediately the file was moving, and without knowing who is who, Periyar has told about this principle. That gentleman came here and thought that was our first schedule, Varadarajan. His name was Varadarajan. Then because he happened to be the judge in, he was the first scheduled caste Supreme Court judge. Okay. So, no, without knowing these facts, without knowing
like, I think one of the things which may probably you can do better is to recreate and rewrite the historical vacuum struggle.
Yeah, I am writing it. I am doing it.
Because that is
and
the,
you know
that
here
is the departure point of Periyar from Gandhi also. No? That time.
These people, you know, there is one proverb in Tamil. We can wake him, the fellows who are sleeping.
We can't wake
you
up
cannot wake up a fellows as if they are sleeping.
Or pretending to sleep.
And we are doing it. And history very clearly says, and everybody is achieving. Almost all the scheduled caste judges here, they used to come here. They used to say, after Periyar, you are the savior. And for your information, there was a time after Varadarajan has gone to Supreme Court. Here, when Alexander, you know that P.C. Alexander, he was the governor here. He was once connected with Nehru's family.
Yeah, he was the
and that P.C. he was the secretary, and then he came and he was in Indira Gandhi period, he was the private secretary, and Rajiv Gandhi also he was there. And he was appointed governor of Tamil Nadu. And during that period, you know, there was not even a single scheduled caste, only backward classes because of our attempt. And there was not single scheduled caste judge here. After Periyar, I am telling, after Periyar's death, and I was heading the movement, and you say, we organized a very big demonstration in front of Rajbhavan here. Then some people, the secretary of the governor came and told me, sir, you could, few people like you could come and represent to the governor, and you stop the procession here. I said, yes, we will come and meet him. And he was very furious. Why you are doing it, Ms. Veeramani? Do you think that scheduled caste, can you ask the judge in the caste lines? No. Everywhere caste is recognized, even in your constitution, caste is recognized. How can you say, sir? No, the representation, you are the governor of Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
Tamil Nadu is the soil psychology of Tamil Nadu is social revolution. So social justice is adumbrated in the constitution. That is what we are asking it. We are not asking any extra constitutional concession. Yes. So do it constitutionally. That is why there is no representation for scheduled caste here. And you give them. There are enough number of advocates, enough number of district judges. You appoint them. Then immediately they appointed one gentleman who then was promoted and sent to Bhutan as a chief minister, chief justice and all these things. One Tanigachalam.
So, sir,
like that. So we are doing it. Purposely and wantonly and deliberately.
Tamil Nadu has been for news for wrong reasons.
And we are not concerning about it. We are doing it very regularly, and our real people, real beneficiaries, and those without any extra grain, they appreciate all the scheduled caste and all these things, whatever it is. For your information, when Arun Shourie wrote something about, very disparagingly about Ambedkar, it was we, Dravida Kazhagam people, who started a very big campaign here and wrote a complete speech and retorting Arun Shourie's book. Our reply is the classical reply which went so many editions.
Yes, so that definitely Tamil Nadu, that way is much ahead, but there is a worry now of the right-wing Hindutva group or fringe, what we call. Fringe are slowly becoming mainstream many times because the Brahminical elite
Yeah.
here, which control media, which control still control many institutions.
Yeah.
Many
Still
so
it is there.
That worry, playing the Muslim cards, pitching
Yeah.
against the Muslim and then bringing all the Dalits or OBCs together, like the strategy they employed elsewhere. So how do the Dravidian movement or the DK, as I would say, I won't address the political part.
Yeah. You know, Dravidian movement wants the decay. You are correctly
So
understood.
how you address that issue, and how
See.
are you addressing the issue of this caste panchayat where the people are being killed?
Actually, we used to write because the only paper which a social revolutionary movement runs in the vernacular in Tamil is Vidudalai. This paper, started by Periyar in 1935. This paper, 81.
Oh.
My age is 83,
Oh.
which is the ensuing December 2nd.
Yes.
Now I am 82 years old. I spent 53 years as editor in this paper because of Periyar wanted me to be here.
Yes.
You know that from my childhood, I got involved in my movement. I never subscribed to any other view except the Dravidian self-respect philosophy.
Yes.
The one leader, one movement, one flag, one shirt.
But that's very important part, I say every time.
And this paper very clearly reaches internet also everywhere. This is one thing. 46 years. This is 46 years. This Unmai means in Tamil truth.
So that
Bi-monthly.
Yeah.
And this is Periyar Pinju. This is for children magazine
Oh.
to shape the minds of the.
So that is where I was saying.
Yeah,
all the
and
time,
this is rationalist.
how it is
This
important for
and
the
so many books,
Yes,
we are regularly
So that is
publishing
where the-
books. One part of it.
Yes.
Another is regular public meetings, conferences, symposiums, and all these things are done. There is auxiliary movement here, which our Kumaresan will give a list. Rationalist forum.
Yes. that's
The rationalist forum, all the government officials,
Yeah.
teachers, and so many people. The only difference between the DK and the rationalist forum is DK enters into direct action like agitation, picketing, satyagraha, this and that. But those people being the government servants and all things, they will subscribe to our views, they will support us, and they will create thinking and hold meetings. They won't come and part in jail jail borough or
so
something.
That's where I say what make Periyar or Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So one important point is that a movement cannot be just picketing and sitting, but also this whole enlightenment.
Yeah.
And the importance of the literature and importance of the
And more than that, during Periyar, for him, when Periyar was alive, the reservation here was only backward classes, 25 plus 16, 41 in Tamil Nadu, 25 for backward classes
And 16
on
for
the whole,
SCs.
and 16 for scheduled caste, including scheduled tribe. Because there was no scheduled tribe exactly here, like Madhya Pradesh or other things. Here, not even there, even still their population is less than 1%.
Okay.
So the High Court later on, they intervened and said, don't put a 0.5 and add it in the scheduled caste. You just separate it and put a scheduled tribe, 1%.
Okay.
So say, give them reservation separately. So then after DMK, the only advantage of political parties, after they come, Periyar insisted, then they encouraged. Because of certain public Supreme Court judgment and all these things, Balaji case, they said, you increase 49 only, up to 49, less than 50 means. Then Periyar said, less than 50 means you can increase 49. Why you are giving 41%? So increase it. Then he added Karunanidhi, Kalaignar Karunanidhi, and then he was the chief minister. Adhering to Periyar's advice, they adopted from 25 to 31 for BC, 31% to BCs.
Okay.
And 16 to 18 for the scheduled caste. Because maximum scheduled caste population then was 18 only here. So they cannot exceed more than that.
Yes.
Full 100% reservation. This is 31. Subsequently, what happened, another interesting development, when MGR seceded, ADMK, the ADMK, Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, and somebody put some poison in his mind, and they superimposed the scheduled caste reservation, the 9,000 rupees as the economic criteria.
Oh.
Those who earn more than 9,000 annually, they are not backward. Only those who earn 9,000 and under, they will be backward. Like this, they superimposed on the social question, the social backwardness. Then the Dravida Kazhagam, we were the first to launch a very virulent movement against MGR. MGR was a very popular actor. But we said, look here, you have no business to touch that one. And you have not understood the very principle of social justice. Socially and educationally backward class people. That was the word in the constitution. No economically. So, if you economic backwardness is different. You can help through amelioration, through scholarships. That is a different matter. But backward class should be adumbrated only socially and educationally. And he said, all the Brahmin people, they supported the economic criteria being adopted. No. Why should you reserve? The same thing was in the mind of Mohan Bagan when he said, you have this one Gujarat election. They want to create a rethinking and all these things. And they shrunk nowadays. And you know, they want to superimpose economic criteria, and thereby Brahmins should also be the beneficiaries. Then we were the first, we organized. This happened in 1978 during the centenary of Periyar. I said, you want to kill Periyarism during a centenary by celebrating 1 year of the government celebration. You want to adopt Periyar, you want to bury the Periyar's principle. So we were very open, and the 9,000 GO, we burned the GO copy and sent the ashes to the secretariat in bags and bags. Then there was an election. In that election, it all the height of popularity, when we had a propaganda meetings, this and that, all these things. DMK, we roped in DMK, CPI, and some Muslim League, Indian Muslim League, and some of the congressmen, not all. All these people we are able to muster under one banner and oppose this 9,000 rupees GO. Then he burned the ashes, this and that. So 1 year, whole 1 year we agitated. Then later on that agitation, agitation had a very great impact in his mind, the ruling party. When the parliament election was there, out of 39, he was able to win only 2 seats. He was massively defeated. Then he convened his cabinet and his party people. How I was under the impression that I am height of my popularity. How is that I had a very bad defeat? Everybody said, look here, the communal GO, the social justice reservation is common to all party, all parents, because it affects their day-to-day lives. And Veeramani is able to muster all strength and against you. And that is, then immediately you call a all-party meeting. Then I will hear him. And then they called an all-party meeting. Then DMK boycotted it because of the political differences. I said, no, I am not boycotting it. I will go and explain to the Chief Minister. So all the IAS officers he invited, and there was a very big meeting. Then whenever we go to all-party meetings in government, convened by government, we used to put it in black and white, wall our stand, and give it first, and then please explain to me. I said, and throughout year, MGR was given some note through the officials and justifying his 9,000 GO. Oh, the poor backward is not able to get more seat, and the the wealthy backward is able to grasp and usurp the seat. All this argument was there, and so he used to tell. So whatever that he was propagating, I put as a question. The MGR Chief Minister's speech, I put as a question, and I provided an answer. So for this question, this is the answer. You may be saying that suppose if there is a lottery, there is a barber is there, he is able to get 1 lakh, he is having money. Can his son be admitted in MBBS? He could pay because he is not. That is why the constitutional people, they put socially and educationally.
That doesn't match the
so
current days.
Don't confuse the economic criteria with the social and historical educational thing.
Absolutely.
So all these things. MGR was sitting and hearing. I took a lesson and lecture. Then immediately there was a change of mind. No, we have heard somewhere. So people taught us. Immediately, he returned and wait for 1 week. Then we were waiting, and he passed. He scraped that 9,000 GO. First successful. Another thing is, he want to regain his popularity. So from 31%, he immediately, Brahmin associations were supporting them, immediately increased the backward class to 50.
Okay.
And 50 plus 18, 68. Yes. Nowhere in any other state. And after the Supreme Court, the High Court judgment, except one, you treat the scheduled tribe as one, 69. So this is the 69. After 69, this due to this political party, the DMK supported the BJP.
Yes.
Then I supported the Dravida Kazhagam, supported this lady Jayalalitha, knowing fully well. She is a Brahminical lady. But she was heading the Dravidian movement, Dravidian party after MGR. Then I told him, if you come out from BJP, we will be ready to. Because the DMK has gone to BJP, which is undercutting our very ideology. So, supported. Then using her support, then Supreme Court Mandal Commission was there. We were instrumental for Mandal Commission, you know that. And due to Mandal Commission, they said, no, 50 should not be, above 50 reservation should not be there. Then the government was in fix. Then we, Dravida Kazhagam, and we wrote a draft and invoking 31A, 31C, 31C in Constitution. Because we know lawyers, we have got retired judges and all these things. And we passed it earlier. And so, put it in 9th schedule. So, the 9th schedule amendment bring it. So, we are able to see after Periyar, post Periyar, the 76th amendment of the Constitution. After Periyar, that is a history by itself. And another joke of it is, wonderful thing is, the Brahmin Chief Minister, Brahmin Prime Minister, Narasimha Rao, Brahmin President, Shankar Dayal Sharma, all of them signed. So, this is another proof to say, unless you have a very strong political, social base, you can achieve anything. Because the DK has no MP.
That's a very good strategy. I think that was a very positive thing, because many times people say we just want to have movement, but unless you have this positive thing coming out, your writing, your literature, producing,
and agitating.
Agitating, both have to go together. Because without that,
I used to sell, it is like a pendulum. Propaganda, it is like a pendulum. And propaganda, agitation. Agitation, propaganda, like that.
You referred about the Mandal Commission thing, and I remember Tamil Nadu was the only state where, when VP Singh implemented the Mandal Commission.
He used to say it is my second home.
So he was like abused. I think no other Indian Prime Minister got that much of abuse, humiliation, hurt as he has.
But he proved to be right. He lives now. He lives even now.
All media and the caste Hindus have been abusing him all the time. And Tamil Nadu, we have a massive rally here. In the Marina Beach, I suppose. And lakhs and lakhs of people attended that. But today, after 25 years of Mandal Commission, and I would say it was a coincidence when the Bihar judgment came. I call it a victory of BP Singh's Mandal legacy.
Yeah, Mandal revolution.
And
We
not
are
of Jai Prakash Narayan.
Yeah.
So, the one point I was saying, people like you have always remembered VP Singh as a man and a very important man of the political history of India. But very unfortunately, his own colleagues and associates who got benefited from his all life don't even remember, don't even want to acknowledge him.
No, it may be in other parts. We will have to do it a movement in all India level.
Yes.
But Tamil Nadu is concerned, we named people, even children, as VP Singh. And you know, Tamil, in certain parts in the area, there is a man VP Singh here. Now he has grown as 34, 40 years. On the other day, when I named him as a child, and now he says, sir, he is a very grown-up person. He said, he want to put a shawl on me and garland me and say, sir, I am VP Singh, sir, you have named it. Oh, such a grown person. And you know, VP Singh considered this. Tamil Nadu, we used to, on the other day also, we celebrated in our Periyar. So, Tamil Nadu, it is a home name.
Yes.
But only we will have to organize it in other. This is a very good. I welcome your suggestion. You just convene some other in your area also.
My point was this: it's like when the others are abusing him, at least the people who benefited, whatever they say.
Here, everybody is appreciated. All the backward class people. Even there, the Aryans played a game.
Yes,
when the promotions and all these things, initially, we were doing a very hectic job of defending Mandal Commission in another aspect, for your information. How everywhere we will have to go, and so many arts we will have to, just like a hurdle race, social hurdle race. They said, only because of your Mandal Commission, our promotion was affected. All scheduled castes they clamored. Then they brought, I told Sitaram Kesari Saab, and we represented, you please bring a separate amendment. Then separate amendment was there for promotion, you know that. All these things. And I also explained.
But that's very unfortunate part, what is happening in UP. The Mulayam Singh Yadav's government, Akhilesh Yadav's government, is openly seen as an anti-Dalit government where it opposed the promotion and reservation.
See, they don't understand because they are political animals.
In UP, they have holiday in the name of Chandrasekhar. But they don't even think of remembering VP Singh as a leader and a person.
Akhilesh is a young fellow. What is his background? Let me openly tell. Even for Mulayam Singh, they are all political people. Even though they say, at least Mulayam Singh, he would have learned from our Lohiaites and all these things. They have forgotten the principles. Even here, Periyar, they used to utter Periyar. They used to utter name of Lohiya. But basically, Lohia is a social justice man.
Definitely.
But they have forgotten it.
The only difference was with Lohia's thought was, you see, Lohia is a great political strategist. But Periyar and Ambedkar, they are iconic in this. They made social.
They are the second rung like Kanshiram and all these things.
Because in Lohia said Rama and Krishna are the icons of India. So we can't agree with that point.
No, definitely.
Because they refer to many points, and that is what Sangh Parivar uses Lohia that way, because he says Ramayana. There is a festival.
They are adepts in that art. They will use it in that way, in their own way.
All those icons for their purposes. So that is I think I always felt that Periyar needed to be brought to North India also.
Yeah, definitely. I am happy that you are very clear in your mind. You are the only person from North India. You are so clear in your approach. Other people, they used to confuse this and that. Let me add one thing. When the Mandal Commission was, we were hectically propagating for Mandal Commission implementation. Mandal himself telephoned. And when we gave reception here at Periyar Tidal, they openly, our Justice Bole, who was a member there, and Subramaniam, who is from Tamil Nadu, all of them said, what happened to Kaka Kalelkar committee, the first committee, should not be the fate of the Mandal Commission. I said, look here, We won't have. And Periyar movement and Tamil Nadu will take up the cudgel and see that it is implemented. We very clearly, we were telling. And I was explaining very difficult to our scheduled caste brethren, here. See, why you are so antagonistic to Mandal Commission implementation? Oh, because of Mandal Commission we are affected. No, it is not a fact.
But I tell you one thing.
We have sacrificed for that. Mandal, I will tell you, I said, Mandal consulted us. What happened, He has given recommendation for 52%.
Yes.
Original Mandal Commission recommendation was 52%.
Yes.
How he has given this 27%, I explained through all public meetings here, and we educated sufficiently in Tamil Nadu. You see here, 50 should not be exceeded.
Yes.
Then he consulted me. Say, now we are opening an account, sir, from zero. So kindly you don't go to give the pill of Tamil Nadu.
Yes,
Tamil Nadu, we are able to come to so many other things that other people won't digest this at this level. So go slowly and lie low.
I want, because Tamil Nadu, you people were very close and
working
social justice movement.
Because there is a consistent social movement propagating here.
In Delhi, I can tell you that the whole movement for Mandal Commission, and when it was implemented, the people who came to the street were the Dalit people, not the OBCs. Actually, let me it is very clear, because it is Dalit student, Dalit intellectual who came in the street
one thing we cannot overcome, we cannot leave it, you see. Our role of Mandal implementation of the Mandal Commission, Ramvilas Paswan's role is, today he may be with the BJP for political reasons, that is a different matter. But for Ramvilas Paswan, I educated, he was my closest friend. And through him only, we are able to get at VP Singh. And VP Singh was such a sharp man. Then I explained, look here, less than 50%. Then how we have computed it, how Mandal has computed it. First, 23%. 22.5.
Yes.
15 plus 7.5. 15 plus 7.5.
22.5.
22.5 made it round 23. 50 minus 23 is equal to 27.
Yes.
This is how the 27 was arrived by Mandal. So after explaining the whole thing, we are able to convince them, most of the people. So only because of you, we have lost. Actually, the backward classes, every backward class in Tamil Nadu who knows the history of social justice.
Plus history, but when it comes to the north of India or in Maharashtra, it is the Dalit actually.
Yeah, only two states have understood it.
Yeah, it's the Dalit activists, Dalit intellectual actually who came up. I can say that a few of the Ambedkarites might not have liked the idea. But majority of the Dalit Ambedkarite students and intellectuals and writers, they came on the street and fought. They fought the battle. Because the Shudra students and the intellectual were actually, they didn't come that much as the Dalits were coming up in this. Tamil Nadu definitely a different case, because here you people have much longer, bigger history of social justice movement. Before I wanted to ask you about this. Where Periyar did like that work has to come out about his struggle in Vaikom and the whole Travancore region where Vaikom in the Travancore region where the Dalits were actually and Sudras were not allowed, how they work, what were the whole state being run by the upper caste people and the atrocities it inflicted on the people and the historic role of the Vaikom. So that I want you to explain so that at least people can understand the work against untouchability and against...
actually, Vaikom, there was... Vaikom is a small town, municipal town. In this small town, the square, 4 streets are there. On the center of the street, one part, there was one Mahadeva temple. Most of the writers confuse one thing about Vaikom Satyagraha of 1924 is that it is an agitation for entering the temple. That is a wrong thing. There was no question of entry of temple at all. It was to walk on the streets. How this? Because this Mahadeva temple was there. And passing through that four streets, four important streets, Vaikam is a municipal town. And passing through streets, there was the court. Travancore was the erstwhile princely state.
Yes.
It was not under the direct, like all these things.
Yes.
It was directly under the British government, run by the King of Kerala, and there was no separate Kerala. It was Travancore state was there, and other Cochin state was there. So many Kerala states were there. And Travancore state, Vaikam forms part of that one. And in Travancore, there was one Madhava who studied. He is from a Irava community. Irava means tapper.
Yes, yes.
Tapper at times they used to consider lesser than scheduled caste people
Yes,
also.
yes, yes.
So now they are most backward people. So these kind of people, when the court was there, in Kerala, you will be interested to know, most of the people doesn't know the old history. Kerala was the greatest, is a land of mad people. This is called Vivekananda.
Okay.
You see, so many superstition
Yes,
and
yes.
all these things, Guruvayurappan,
Yes.
this Ayyappan, latest Ayyappan, all these things is there. So, these people used to believe in so many things. These were very adamant. Even in court, in those days, in Travancore court, the scheduled caste people or Iravas, they were not allowed even to enter the court and tell, because of this kind of social
I think they were not
injunction.
allowed to wear the blouses also.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you want to depose
Yes.
as a witness,
Yes.
each and every state and community, they have got a limit.
Yeah.
For Thiya, 50 yards away.
Okay.
Another, this Irava,
Yeah.
some 30 yards away.
Okay.
For Pulaya, it is 100 yards away. So many things. And they used to have this kind of, some kind of blowing, like all these things, conch.
Okay.
And they used to give some kind of
Okay,
ooh,
they-
like all these things. They will go. And everybody will shut their
Houses, yes.
doors, so that they could be free from pollution.
Yeah.
This is all, they will have to go around. So there was one Madhava, and he passed Travancore law. He wanted to practice. So he, knowingly or unknowingly, wearing the gown and all these things, he went to the court. Then those Nambudri upper caste people, they came and had an encounter. And they blow him, they exchange blows like anything. Then other Congress people, George Joseph and all these things, go on Kurur, Nilakanta Nambudri part. There was another TK Madhava who hails from Narayana Guru movement by that time. All of them joined together, 3 or 4 people joined together, and they wanted to have the Satyagraha in 1924.
Yes.
So they organized it out of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Immediately the Travancore government, they got arrested and put them inside. So there was nobody to continue the movement.
Yes.
Inside the jail, they smuggled out a letter and sent it to Periyar E.V. Ramasamy. And those times they used to call him as E.V. Ramasamy Nayakar, but no Periyar title. So he was the then president of Tamil Nadu Congress Committee or secretary at Tamil Nadu Congress, either way, in 1924. So they know that he is a very progressive man,
yes.
and he will come and help him. They also happen to be the Kerala Pradesh Committee, that George Joseph. So he immediately went there, continued the movement. It so happened, have you seen the Periyar film? No. I will bring that one DVD, I will give him. And we have taken all these, have been filmed.
Yes.
We have got a very successful one. And what happened, you know, that when Periyar was going to join that movement, there was a lot of SP, all these things, government representatives, because they used to ferry it, because on the other shore and they reached them. They gave reception with great thing. Sir, you will be taken as a guest of the king honor, and king as Raja has sent me, all these things. Because That Raja used to go and have an halt at Periyar's residence when he wants to meet Governor General to Delhi. So at Erode, near railway junction, there was no rest house. A very comfortable house, very palace-like house was Periyar's. So Periyar comes means he wants to repay that hospitality. That is why he wants to play his hospitality. So look here, Periyar said, I have come here against this one. So excuse me, I am reluctant to accept your hospitality. I am going to organize the picketing. Then he was 15 days, he was convicted. Very, very slight. Then immediately he was released. He started, then he was sentenced 1.5 years, 6 months, more than 6 months. Then he was put in the jail. And continuing, Mrs. Periyar, Rangamala, and his sister and all these things, they continued. So everywhere this, after Periyar went there, he used to have so many speeches. So that completely very incendiary orations. So it was, they motivated the Kerala people. Why this God is there if they don't? And Gandhi intervened and stopped, want to stop Periyar. Because why you are going and doing all kinds of things in Kerala? You are Tamil Nadu Congress president, and they themselves will look. So many forward community people, Namboodiris used to like that. Then immediately, politely accepted, my dear Gandhi, my leader, here I see pigs and donkeys are running very freely on the streets. Did the donkeys and pigs did any satyagraha to rest this right? He used to write a letter, and Gandhi was astounded by this reply. So he never interfered. So all these things, he was put in the jail, and he used to have stone breaking and all these things. All kinds of undergo.
After that, the Gandhi,
and you know what happened? There's another thing. All those people, those orthodox people, they organized a very big yaga. That yaga is called Satru Sankara Yaga. Satru means enemy. Sankara means destroy. And Satru Sankara Yaga. When they were performing, they want to kill Periyar. Because once Periyar is released, immediately he comes back and organizes the movement, make it as a more virulent movement, all these things they don't want. Because all of a sudden when there was there was a huge blow of horn. What happened? You know what happened? No. Raja died. Then people are under the impression that Bhudam has gone and killed Raja instead of killing Periyar. And you know, this kind of superstition.
But that compelled Periyar to leave Congress party.
And they released him prematurely, without completing his done. All this, the Rani came and they said.
He wrote to Gandhi about this, no, that he was very disturbed with Gandhi's.
Because still Gandhi is leader in Congress. So this happened. So immediately he said, look here, sir, I will have to. I am continuing this. Then that lady opened the roads, providing you should not go and ask for temple entry. No, I cannot assure you, Periyar. But those Brahmins of them, they planned Rajagopalachari, that Periyar was not invited to meet that Rani. Because they don't want to give the credit to Periyar. They want to give it to Mahatma Gandhi. So you please come, and because of Mahatma Gandhi, and as you know, that Brahminical maneuvers and all these things.
How they manipulated.
And they manipulated, the maneuvers are there and all these things. But later on, this road was opened. How this, then he was called the hero of Vaikam. Still the Vaikam statue, Periyar, I opened that, and the government has done it. MGR's wife, Janaki's land was there. Government also, Kerala government also came.
How do you think, like Periyar, as you say,
this was the story of
Vaikam. The leaders at the Indian Parliament may not have the same kind of discussion on Periyar contribution as they had yesterday on the making of the Constitution. Why? Is that because Periyar doesn't fix into the Indian federalism or Indian kind of strong Indian nationalism?
No, so far the first time a Prime Minister, Nehru, referred indirectly without mentioning Periyar, his movement and agitation. That was during 90s. Afterward, during 90s, that is 1950s, after he was, Mr. V.P. Singh was the only person, when he was moving the Mandal Commission to be implemented, he mentioned about Periyar and Ambedkar and Lohia and all this. And it was he who first mentioned about Periyar. That sentence was taken by one Mr. Justice Ratnavel Pandian, and he has adumbrated that part put by V.P. Singh in his judgment in Mandal Commission also, separate judgment, Periyar's name. So, we will have to thank forever the first Prime Minister who mentioned about Periyar is them. And they have already, even the Janata Dal government, even RSS was part of it. They were unable, they were cooperating in bringing out Periyar's stamp because they couldn't stop it. This has happened because the state government was also, MGR's state government here, so insisted. But why they are unable to digest Periyar is, Periyar directly never went to politics. That is why they want to divide and rule between backward class and that is one strategy. Another is, Periyar is like a volcano. And our Baba Saheb is like a very big Himalaya. One could climb near the Himalayas. One could not climb a volcano. This is the problem.
So Periyar came to Lucknow and Periyar came to Kanpur.
I accompanied him.
Okay.
Yeah, I was translating him to the Lucknow University.
Okay.
There was a great opposition.
What was the date? It was in 60s, I suppose.
No. It is 1958.
In 1958?
8.
And I remember once on
And our Chandrajit Yadav was the student then.
Okay.
And in that college, Chandradayal Sharma was the principal.
And what happened?
Yeah, what happened when there is one Chatilal Sati in UP. Later on he became Chatilal Sati backward class commission. And he is a charmer by profession. So his house was a very small house. He invited Periyar to address a meeting at Kanpur. And after addressing a Kanpur, we went to Lucknow. Lucknow, this gentleman who defeated Dawoji Gupta later on. Dawoji Gupta later on, at that time he was also one there. There was one, our Vastad, the thing who contested Indira Gandhi, Raj Narayan. Raj Narayan was presiding over along with Chaurashia. So there was Ching Chaurashia.
Shiv Singh Chaurashia?
Some Saurashia, old gentlemen. And all the people, they gave a very good reception at Lucknow. And Lucknow, when we were just propagating, and Periyar was telling about Ramayana, the true Ramayana, English, Sachi Ramayana translated from him. And we were just distributing and wearing it. There was one lady who was very furious, old lady. And how could you say about Rama? And this, she want to tear it, this book. We snatched it from our book by and tear it. And he wants to put it under her boots. We are happy that you are destroying Rama. And that is what exactly we wanted. We told. Still she became more furious. Then only that Lalit Singh Yadav, he came and met Periyar and got the right to translate it. Lalai Singh Yadav.
He is called Periyar.
And I was with him and I translated it. See, I was a translator, interpreter who used to accompany him. Then the students wanted him to address it. So Lucknow University, there was huge BJP Jansan organization. Even that there was full black flag demonstration when we entered. And Raj Narayanan jumped from the dais. And who else want to show against our great Periyar? Who else? Come on, I will defend him. This and that he was telling. I still remember that. And The way in Periyar, I was really amazed. You know, that was one of the moments in my life which I couldn't forget it. Periyar, that was full of opposition. And boisterous Hindi slogans.
Yes, yes,
Go
yes.
back, this and that. Periyar, you know, Maragauba, this and that, all these things. Equally, when we were in Kanpur, Nehru Chadi, Nai Chalege, Nai Chalega. All these things, slogan was there.
Okay.
And the Brahman ki, Bamman ki maro. All these slogans were there. All these things. And when we entered the Lucknow there, immediately what happened, you know, in Lucknow University, there was great hell of noise.
Yes.
We don't want this and that. Periyar was very cool. I was in jitters.
Okay.
And I said, Periyar is cool. Please sit down. Yes. Translate pannu. He used to speak in Tamil and I used to translate in English. You see, my dear young fellows, young students, please stop shouting. Hear few words from me. It was you, your people, you have invited me.
Yes.
I never intruded here.
Yes.
It was not my wish that I want to come and meet and say something. I have got platforms elsewhere. But in spite of that, you invited me from Tamil Nadu. I am your guest. Do you want to insult the guest? Do you want the guest to go back after inviting me? If that is your say, I am a man of self-respect. Solely I have come here to inculcate and infuse the spirit of self-respect for you, among you, our youngsters. How could you be Panchamas?
Yes.
How could you be the Shudras? How could they people say, what is the difference between Panchama and can you discriminate here? Do you know which caste I belong?
Yes.
Can I be? What is the thing? What is the marginal demarcation?
Yes.
Like that. One by one he says. Periyar ki jai. Oh, everywhere. And the whole audience turned. He was able to turn the table thoroughly.
But then we heard that the people threw stones at him.
Huh?
Do some people threw stones at him?
No. Later on, initially. And some miscreants
some
came there and they stopped him.
Oh.
And there was skirmish between these two people, the supporters and the and almost all the entire hostile. And when we entered, we met an hostile audience. When we returned, we held a very camaraderie and friendly audience.
Oh.
And
How
Periyar's.
many people would have been there that time? What was the audience? How many people would have been there?
No, there was nearly 500 to 600 students,
Oh.
fully professors, this and that.
Okay.
And step by step, there was pin drop silence when he was appealing.
Yes.
Then after step by step, he went.
So they became
And
basically.
immediately, every speech in opening, he used to say, look here, I am not here to ask you to believe what I say. You can discard if you don't believe me. And it is not a compulsion. And use your reason. If I say, if what you feel that what I am telling is truth, then accept it. Otherwise, you discard it, throw it away. This is how he used to open it.
That's very, very.
And later on, when I met Chandrajit, and I didn't know Chandrajit as a All India Secretary and my close friend and all these things, he used to tell, Virmaniji, you know, I don't remember the gentleman who opened a young man. It was you. Now only I am thrilled. I know, I was a student then, and I was a student secretary, and that, like all these things you were telling.
No, but definitely a lot goes to Lalai Singh Yadav.
That was recorded in Tamil, in North Indian, Vadara till Periyar. Periyar in North India, like all this.
That will be very good.
And another thing is, no other leader except Baba Saheb, Periyar has met 4 times personally, national leader. at
Yeah,
Burma
that
before
question,
they
yeah.
before
They
they
met
went
in
to a
Burma also.
Buddhist conference.
In Burma.
Burma, Rangoon.
Yes.
And that was the last one. That is 1954.
Did they ever
From
think of-
1940, they met at Bombay.
in Nagpur? No.
In Bombay,
Oh,
Bombay.
yeah.
Then later on, the next 44, they both presided over. And late lamented Anna Durai, C.N. Anna Durai, first chief minister, he translated, he was the secretary then, accompanied him.
Okay.
He translated his speech in Dharavi from Tamil to English so that Ambedkar could understand.
Okay.
And Ambedkar's English speech to Tamil so that Periyar and the audience could understand.
Okay.
Both of them.
So they addressed the meeting in Dharavi? Both?
Yeah.
Ambedkar and Periyar?
Yeah. Dharavi, he presided over, he was chief. And they addressed both. We have recorded it in a book, Vadana till Periyar.
Yeah, that's very good. So
We have completely recorded it.
okay.
Speeches, who are people who
Because
adopted.
these are the historical document of, we always think why these legendary people could not come together.
The only shortcoming, only problem with us is we didn't publish it in Hindi or English, which we will have to do that. We have got
I
power.
think we have to do it, because
With many languages, because our university department has taken it.
Enlightening talk with Mr. Veeramani ji, and he is an encyclopedia. He has come from the social movement, the movement that Periyar launched, and it's a real pleasure that so many things have come out of this interview. So thank you very much.
Yes, it's very kind of you.